here we go, guys. The 2024 roadmap from April to December is looking kind of spicy. I'm just going to talk through it a little bit and have some thoughts, plus some extra stuff they've mentioned afterwards that isn't on this roadmap here. But let's get into it. So starting off, this is like where we're at right now on the left here in spring. So we got the new quest, of course, Requiem for a Dragon, which that has been, I'd say that's gone quite well. People quite like that. The Easter event was pretty cool as well. And then, so yeah, that's the current stuff. Then the new stuff coming out later this month in a couple of weeks is the new combat boss, the Rex Matriarch Osseous. That is going to be a mid-level boss. Listen, not too hard. I think it's going to be like slightly harder than the current Rex Matriarchs. But like essentially the same, necromancy only. And I would not be surprised if people find an AFK method within an hour. That's what I kind of expect from that. So we'll see what happens there. I'm assuming that'll upgrade the Zorgoth's ring that we got from the Ujma flip, the Requiem for a Dragon quest, and I forgot to put my music on loop, so I'm very sorry about the tab out here. Loop, there we go, fixed it, it's fine. And then after that, we have some new things coming. We got the new archaeology dig site with Demonheim. So that's a lot of new lore, learning about Demonheim and who knows what else. Maybe some mysteries that will tie in later, perhaps. We don't quite know yet. And then for the other part of the, I guess the first half of summer, just some eventy things such as the beach, which we all know. And well, do we love the beach? I don't know. It's a thing. It's there. It's easy to bring back. They were going to do like a proper summer event, but they kind of pivoted from that after players like, there are too many events. And Jax were like, okay, we'll do less events. And they're just reusing this, which is probably good, because permanent content is nicer than temporary content. And then, so second half of summer, this is the cool part. So new boss dungeon, the Sanctum of Rebirth. This thing sounds awesome. So what this is, essentially, it's, well, they're calling it similar to an elite dungeon, but it's only bosses. Like, there'll be 3 bosses. There's a normal mode and a hard mode. And you fight a boss, you kill a boss. Cool. And then you go straight to the next boss, and then straight to the final boss. And that, to me, sounds awesome. Like, I'm very much looking forward to that. So, because, yeah, people have often been like, I wish elite dungeons didn't have the trash mobs. And this one doesn't. So it's just boss, boss, boss. So very much looking forward to that. And it drops new tier 95 magic weapons, by the way. So curious how they're gonna be made. What, are they gonna be made? Are they not? I don't know. Like, maybe they'll include like seismics plus appraisals plus a new drop equals the new tier 95, or they'll just drop the tier 95. I don't know. We'll have to see. These weapons will have set effects as well, or set effects or just effects, which they're going to test on some beta worlds at some point. So we'll have to see what they're going to come up with there. But yeah, it's going to be a kind of like player vote in a way as to what effect is the best. So we'll see how that goes. Also, one thing I forgot to mention before, by the way, with the Osseous, is there is going to be apparently 4 pets with it. So I'm thinking maybe there are some challenges we have to do in order to unlock maybe like transmogs for the pet, similar to Araxel perhaps with the challenges. Other than that, there's a mining and smithing update in the summer as well, where they're apparently adding new ores and new like armor and weapons to craft. So I'm curious how that's going to go. Like, because we already have quite a lot of craftable armor. Are we going to make better armor? Are we going to like modify our armor with the new rocks and increase its power or something? I'm curious how this is going to go. I think we just need more info to find out what that's going to be like. So yeah, very confused as to what that's going to be. But like, I'm sure they've got a good idea. There's just no info right now for us. And then we have the City of area tasks, which I don't know how they're going to do that, because they haven't really updated the City of in a long time. Like, well, they haven't updated it at all, really, actually. So I don't know how they're going to find enough tasks for that, or what the rewards will be, but I guess we'll find out soon, I suppose. And then the big thing as well is the 4th Conjure is finally coming. We don't know if that's with the area tasks or the boss or something else. Maybe a bit of both, I'm not sure, because I guess one of the tasks could be kill the boss, and then maybe when you've done like the elite tasks or whatever, you get rewarded with the fourth gunja. Like that could work. That could definitely work. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, the Sanctum of Rebirth though, I'm very excited for that. Very, very, very excited for that. So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, that is going to be a thing we're going to be grinding a lot, I imagine. Like, that's the thing that sticks out to be most on this roadmap. And then in the autumn, we have the new skilling boss, which we don't know too much about yet at all. I think it's still quite early days. But I guess Croesus V2. But looking at the pictures though, it seems to be, I believe, in as well, or at least in the underworld, because the Sanctum of Rebirth, I believe, is in the underworld, and the skilling boss appears to be as well, in some crazy upside down pyramid thing. Like, I wish we had big versions of those images, because they look super cool. Like, is that the ambassador there? Like, I can't quite... Like, it kind of looks like him, like on the Sanctum one. I don't know. But the skilling boss is coming. Who knows what that'll drop? It's anyone's guess. But hopefully it'll be fun. I'm hoping they've learned from Croesus and kind of like fixed the frustration points. Like the fact you've got to kind of wait for the second spec of the mid to get the maximum points for the maximum loot is a bit annoying. So I'm hoping they're going to have changed that. And then of course we have Runefest coming up as well. It's going to be super exciting. And then a new story quest. So I guess a new storyline is coming out at some point. Who knows what they'll do. I'm assuming it's something to do with the city of would be my best guess, because like that and the skilling boss come out at similar times. I'm assuming some kind of story there maybe, and possibly, judging by the fact that that picture might be the ambassador, like maybe Zhao Tak is leaking into the underworld as well. Just a guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Zhao Tak stuff there as well. And then it seems that maybe with the skilling boss, or alongside there's a new Slayer monster as well for a Necromancy Slayer Helm upgrade, which is going to be massive on task. I mean, Necromancy is already good on task, but that's going to make it, it's like 20% better. So that's going to be pretty nuts for Slayer. And then near the end of autumn, we have a bit of a surprise, something that not really anyone expected to see happen after all this time, but Group Iron Man is apparently coming to RS3. Very surprised about that, but it should be good fun for the people that want to do that, because like the early game of RS is like the best part of RS, honestly. Like there's just so much to do, so yeah, that's on its way. The questions are, what's going to happen with augmented gear? Like, will we be able to trade that between group mates is the question. And like, maybe is the answer. Maybe. Like, I hope they can find a way to do that. Because on old school Group Iron Man, like untradables, you can't trade. Even between your team. So, yeah, and then there's a lot more untradable things on RS3, especially like overloads and stuff. Like, you can't trade those. I'm curious if they're going to be able to make that kind of stuff tradable, because if they can't, then, well, yeah, you can't really use Invention, and that kind of kills it instantly. So I'm assuming they'll have a workaround for that, I hope. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. And then skilling update as well, woodcutting and fletching, which is, I guess, similar to mining and smithing from the earlier in the year. Like, I don't know what they're going to do there. Like, maybe another new axe. Maybe some like arrow stuff. Like, I really don't know. It's anyone's guess, honestly. Like, nobody knows. But we'll see what happens there. And then of course the Halloween event. And then after that, we have a new story quest. So I guess the first part of that is coming, just around Runefest time. The first bit of new story, and then the second bit is coming in the winter. And it looks like Bilrak is there. I think that's Bilrak. So I'm assuming Moya is still up to mischief. And maybe Moya will be like the big bad boss next year, like next summer. I could see that happening. But yeah, I don't know how it's a new story quest if that's Bilrak, because we're kind of already in that story, aren't we? Because I thought we were, but oh, unless it just means a new quest of the story. Maybe that's what that means, actually. That could make sense. Instead of just a brand new story. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Yeah, so it's a new story in the current series, is what I'm assuming. Then, of course, yeah, Christmas event, as per usual, and that is the roadmap. So in terms of things that I'm very, very hyped for, like it's gotta be this. Like the Sanctum rebirth is just like that. This sounds awesome. I hope they smash it. I hope they completely knock it out of the park. Like I want hard mode to be like properly hard. Like I honestly I don't want people to be getting kills on day one. Like that's what I want. But will that happen? I don't know. I don't know. But like that to me, being a PVMer, like this is very exciting. Like I hope they just have some like crazy mechanics and make it properly difficult. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But I've got my fingers crossed for that. And then obviously like, normal mode in that you can probably just like breeze through, I suppose. But yeah. So yeah, like basically everything here for me is kind of contingent on this. Like this boss dungeon sounds awesome. And I hope it sounds awesome to you guys as well. And I hope you're all excited for all the stuff coming out. Because, yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while. But, yeah, it seems like there's some good stuff cooking. And, yeah, new boss later this month, which is kind of, I don't know, kind of like a meh out of 10, to be honest, with the matriarchs. But, yeah, Sanctum Rebirth, that is the big thing. I'm very excited for that. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be worth the wait. And hopefully you guys are looking forward to all this stuff on the roadmap. And that'll be the end of this video for the YouTubes. And yeah, thank you for watching, and tell me what you are most excited for as well. Toodles!